Hi guys, it's Sandy P. That's Sandy with an I. I want to just come on here and talk to you guys for a little bit. First, I love the response to my paracord stuff. It's just something that I do. I have fun doing it. And I wanted to show you because this is one I forgot to show yesterday. My American flag one. So you have your stars and stripes. Your stars. And then you have your stripes. Some of them I actually counted and made 13 stripes, but not all of them. It doesn't always work that way. Anyway, that was one other I can make. I just wanted to come on and tell you guys what's going on. I have, and if you don't want to listen to any of this, y'all, can just click off. I'm okay with that. Part of the reason I started this is I've already said it. How my mom used to be my person that I could just go and talk to, that I could call her, and I could talk. Well, yesterday I didn't know what was going on. I just needed to call my mom yesterday. Those who don't know, my glasses are crooked again. Those who don't know, my mom passed away in February. So I can't call her. I talk to her though, but she doesn't answer me back. The one thing that she does when she would talk to me, she would let me say everything and then she would say, okay, now breathe. So she would do that. And when Dad was still alive, Dad passed away 8 years ago, on September 3rd. So it's September 2nd, sorry. It's just been, a rough week. When I used to call home and Dad was alive, he would answer the phone and Dad could hardly hear anything I said. And he would talk to me for a while and he'd go, okay, and then he'll put the phone away. He goes, hey, Mother, it's your idiot child on the phone. Idiot child was a term of affection from my dad. That was his special name for me. Okay, well, anyway, yesterday, today, I just wanted to talk to Mom. I have anxiety issues, and we tried to figure out, they didn't start like back when Frank had a stroke. You would think with everything we had going on, they would have started then. My anxiety had started before his cancer diagnosis. And we had been trying to, going, why did it start when it did? But talking to my mom, we figured out that my trigger for my anxiety was, remember a couple years back, there, like 3-4 years back, there were riots in Baltimore where the city was starting itself on fire and all that stuff. Baltimore is one of my favorite cities. I didn't live there. I think I've said this already. But it was like my escape. It was where I would go where I knew it was fun. I knew it's where I wanted to be. It was just my go-to place. And so seeing the city with the riots and stuff, they weren't even letting people at the ball game. They played one baseball game without any fans there. And we figured that was my trigger point. That's what started my anxiety because I was watching it on the news. Well, this morning I get up and one of my friends on Facebook made a comment, something about stuff going on in downtown Baltimore. And he did it with humor. And so I started looking at it, and there was near the Inner Harbor, there was a truck, I think it was parked in one of the parking garages, and it had like 1,000 gallons of fuel in it. And I think they said it was leaking. And so it was a suspicious vehicle because they didn't know if there was a bomb in it or anything. Well, ended up there wasn't anything. From what I read, I think it was a guy who was stealing diesel fuel. I don't know. But to be reading that and again hearing that the city that I love, that they were like blocking off streets. You couldn't go here. You couldn't go there. They were telling people that if your car was in that parking garage, you had to leave it there. I felt the anxiety start building up again. And then Frank had chemo today. And he had his CAT scan last Wednesday. And we got the results. It's not bad. Okay, Frank has gone, he said 30 rounds of chemo. I don't know if that's been his maintenance chemo or 30 rounds, that would be 60 weeks. That's probably been his maintenance chemo. And because he will have maintenance chemo probably the rest of his life. But in his scan, they said that the spot that the tumor in his colon is stable. There's been no change since the last scan, which was 6 months ago or whatever. 3 months ago. Do they do it every 3 months? I think they do it every 3 months. 6 months? I don't remember. And no new lesions on his liver, but one of the lesions, instead of shrinking, has grown by 0.2 centimeters. It's not a huge growth, but it has grown some. And there are 2 questionable tiny spots on his lungs. Well, a year ago, he was in the hospital with pneumonia. And when he was there, they also saw they saw 2 tiny spots on his lungs. And the pulmonologist, the lung doctor, he thought that they were just like old. They were old because it looked like there had been like scar tissue, or I don't know how it is with spots on the lungs, had grown over it. So he wasn't concerned about it. And he didn't think it was anything, because they said sometimes even when people get valley fever and there'll be a spot on their lung, it sort of like grows over it. And so that spot will be there even though it's not affecting anything, if that makes any sense. So the lung doctor wasn't too concerned about it. And so I was going, okay, lung doctor wasn't concerned about it. Should I trust him above someone who's reading a CAT scan? So I don't know. But because there has been a slight growth, and it has been 30 rounds of just maintenance chemo, they're going to add to his chemo again. And so now he's been going where his infusion takes about an hour. They're going back, they're going to be adding a half hour to an hour. So he's going to be in there for 1.5 to 2 hours every other week with the chemo infusions. The new medication that they're giving him, can cause headaches. So I'm just going to be doing acetaminophen with him all the time because he never tells me if he's in pain. And one of them can cause a rash. So I'll have to watch for that too. They were telling me there could be severe diarrhea on day 1 and then like day 3, and could be after that too. Weakness, which he already has, the one can cause bleeding issues. He's already on blood thinners. And so I was asking if that would be a concern, and they said no, they know he's on the blood thinners. But this is just like if he has to have emergency surgery, that's okay. But if he has to have surgery, that we need to let them know like 4 weeks in advance, which would be 2 sessions in advance, because they will not give him this one medication because this medication will slow down the healing, like for the bleeding and stuff. They were saying that these new medications, even though he's been doing really good with no side effects, that he's going to have them now. You have to watch his blood pressure, but he's really good about that. We have a monitor here because all the medications he's been taking for 9 years with his stroke, we've been monitoring it. This part, I take him every so often. We go to Sports Clips, and they shave his head, shave the beard. Ever since I met him, he has shaved his head. A year and a half of chemo, and he has not lost his hair. They said this medicine, he will. Hey, that's going to save me money. I won't have to take him to get his hair shaved anymore. I'm sorry. He's doing really good. It's just these tiny little setbacks make reality hit. And also makes me realize that a full-time job for me outside of the house probably isn't going to happen anymore. So, my paparazzi, I'm hoping that picks up some. I do get some caregiver hours paid, to be his caregiver. We're going to reevaluate all that with this new things, and we may get more hours added. Hey, I've had a lot of responses to my paracord, so I can sell those. His nurse, I call her his nurse, but she's a person who comes and takes his blood, so she's the bloodsucker, vampire, I don't know what they're called. She wants me to make her wreaths. I've made a wreath before. Maybe sometime I'll come out and show you guys the wreaths I've made too. But she's asked me to make her some wreaths. And so I'm going to do that. And that's a little extra money too. The one thing, I keep saying I have to think positive. For most of us, we would go, what the heck? But for Frank, in 2 weeks, he's gained 9 pounds. Could it be because his nurse was at the car wash, the fundraiser car wash, and brought him donuts, and then she was here yesterday to draw his blood and brought him donuts? I think the donuts are doing it. This is me being selfish right now. I've showed you guys how the Joy Bus, how we get one meal a week Friday from them. I would love if my people here, or anybody, and I have my friend in London who did an Uber Eats for us. I would love for somebody to just do meals. One less thing to worry about. I'm going to walk away from here real quick. I'm sitting in Frank's wheelchair, so I might wheel away. I'm going to show you guys one thing I just made. If you're on my Instagram, you've seen it. Hold on. Look at the background. That's my background. Hold on, Frank. I'll be right there. Okay. Sorry about that. I meant to grab this. Okay. I made this, and Frank's nurse goes, make some for me, and I'll pay you. This. Oh, I'll be right in there, Frank. My Halloween plate. It's just a glass plate from Dollar Tree. Mod Podge. Take any type of fabric you have. Put it on the back. Smooth out everything. Another layer of Mod Podge. And I'm going to have a plate for Halloween goodies. So, I need some Halloween Oreos. I know they have pumpkin spice rolls from Swiss Miss. I gotta get all the stuff to put on here. But I'm going to be making these. I want to find the smaller ones, though, like the dessert type ones. Christmas time. Put cookies on them for people. I have Christmas stuff. But I wanted to show you that because I got to live for the positive. And Frank is calling me in the other room because he wants me to watch TV with him. Thank you guys for being my sounding board. Letting me get on here. Letting me cry. And, if y'all could just yell through the computer and tell me to breathe. That's what my mom would do. Thanks. I'll talk to you later. I'll be happy next time. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, I'm going to Dollar Tree because I got to get some stuff. So maybe I'll be back tomorrow at Dollar Tree. Love you guys. Thanks.